Good morning, boys and girls. Fist bump, high fives, big hugs. Hope you had an awesome weekend and enjoyed our first week of our fairy tales. This week, we're going to be reading a new book. It's actually not one of my favorite big books. I like the story, but the big book that I actually have for you this week is not one of my favorites. It doesn't have all the different colors like the last week's book, and the pictures are kind of old-fashioned. I don't really like them as much as my other fairy tale books, but the story of the Three Little Pigs is still a great fairy tale story. So I am sure that you got lots of stuff up in your schema about Three Little Pigs. I'm sure most of you have read the story before. So I want you to think right now, what do you already know about the Three Little Pigs? Who are the characters? What's the setting of the story? And what's going to happen in the story? What are the events? I want you to tell your moms and dads that right now. Who are the characters? And you can use the pictures to help you here. What's the setting of the story? And remember, the setting is where the story takes place. And again, we can use the front cover to give us some clues. And what are some of the things that are going to happen in the story? Well, let's find out. Three Little Pigs. Three Little Pigs. Oh, I forgot to tell you last week. Fairy tales often start with my favorite sentence starter, once upon a time. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs who wanted to build homes of their own. I'm going to start building my house right away, said the first little pig. His two brothers cried, there will be time for that later. Now let's have fun. Sounds like they're not getting right to work. And sometimes when we don't get right to work and get our stuff done, then things might happen. The first little pig built his house of stone and brick. He worked a long time to make it sturdy and strong. Then the other little pigs decided to start on their houses. One gathered straw from a nearby field, saying, it won't take long to build a straw house. He's trying to get it done very, very quickly. Do you think that's a good idea to get things done very, very quickly? The third little pig found some wooden planks near the stream. It will be easy to make my house out of this wood, he said. And he hammered and hammered until he was finished. Soon each of the three pigs had his own brand new house. And this pig said that it was going to be easy to make his house out of wood. Should he be choosing the easy way? A hungry wolf was prowling the hillside, looking for something delicious to eat. He was so big and mean that all the other animals ran away as soon as they saw him. The wolf looked down into the valley and was surprised to see the three new houses that the little pigs had built. The three pigs saw the wolf and hurried into their houses. Trembling, they looked out their doors and hoped that the wolf would go away. But instead the wolf came down and stopped at the house made of straw. Little pig, let me come in," growled the wolf. "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Now, this is one reasons why this is not one of my favorite books, because it does not give us the colors like the other book did to tell us that someone is speaking. But I can still tell someone is speaking because it has the quotes, the little rabbit ears around the sentence to tell me that that character is saying these words. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," cried the wolf. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew down the house. The little pig slid out from under the pile of straw and ran as fast as he could to his brother's wooden house. "Lock the door!" the little pig cried. And if you can see here, the three words "lock the door" are in quotations. We'll talk some more about that in the next couple of weeks. But this is what the pig that owns the straw house is saying to his brother. "Lock the door!" "Aha!" growled the wolf with a gleam in his eye. "Now I'll have 2 pigs." He rushed to the house made of wood and cried, little pig, let me come in." The pig answered, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." The wolf growled, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." And he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. They look very, very scared. Wonder how the wolf is feeling right now. How do you think the wolf is feeling? Once again, the little pigs escaped the jaws of the hungry wolf. They ran to their brother's brick and stone house, and the 3 pigs huddled inside. Now the wolf was furious. What does the word furious mean? What do you think the word furious means? Little pig, let me come in," he growled. "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," answered the little pig. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." The wolf huffed and puffed, but nothing happened. Why do you think nothing happened at the house of bricks and stone? Why was nothing happening to that house? The other 2 houses blew in. Why didn't this one? The angry wolf let out a terrible roar. He huffed and puffed and puffed and huffed, but the brick and stone house wouldn't fall down. How is the wolf feeling now? I think he's changed how he's feeling. Soon the wolf was so weak that he dropped to the ground. Why? Why was he so weak? Then the wolf got an idea. What do you think his idea is? What do you predict his idea is? I think his idea is to make a hamburger? No. What do you think his idea is? Let's find out. He got a ladder and took it to the back of the house. The 3 little pigs watched from that window, wondering what the wolf was planning to do. he doing?" asked one little pig in a frightened voice. "I know," answered his brother. "He's going to climb to the roof and come down the chimney." The third little pig cried, "Quick, let's build a fire in the fireplace." And the three little pigs made the biggest, hottest fire they could. Then they listened as the wolf climbed onto the roof and down the chimney. When the wolf was almost down into the house, he let out a tremendous howl. As the flames roared up the chimney, the wolf shot back up to the roof as fast as he could. All the animals from the nearby woods cheered as the wolf jumped howling from the roof. Why are all the other animals happy that this happened to the wolf? Why do you think? Why do you think the other animals are happy? Inside the sturdy little house of brick and stone, the three little pigs hugged and laughed as they watched the wolf slink away, holding his burned tail. One of the little pigs said, "I don't think he'll bother us anymore." The three little pigs sang and danced with their friends, and they all lived happily ever after. And just like the beginning of a fairy tale starts with once upon a time, often a lot of fairy tales end with they lived happily ever after, because a lot of fairy tales have happy endings. There's always a problem, but there's always a solution, a happy ending. So this week, you're going to, again, do a digital activity with the three little pigs. You're going to, again, tell me who the characters are, what the setting of the story is, and some feelings about the characters in the story in the digital activity. Then you have a Google Slides where I want you to pick the character, the wolf, and write me some sentences about the wolf. So if we go over quickly, our three little pigs, the main characters are the three little pigs. There is a mother pig in the story that you have in your digital slides, but was there a mother pig in our story that we just read? No, there wasn't. And the big bad wolf. The setting of the story was in the woods, and one of the words in our big book was hillside. They were in the woods, and they lived near a hillside. It was also in the third pig's house, in the house of bricks and stone. The problem of the fairy tale Three Little Pigs is that the big bad wolf wants to eat the pigs. He wants to have the pigs for dinner. And that's the problem. That's a big problem. That's a big problem for the Three Little Pigs. The solution is, though, at the end of the story, the pigs hide in the brick house and they make a fire in the fireplace to chase the wolf away. So they don't have to deal with that wolf ever again, because I think that the wolf at the end of the story was feeling hurt and sad and maybe scared of the Three Little Pigs, and he wouldn't want to go near them again. So, in your writing, I want you to pick a piece of paper, and I want you to plan out some ideas about the character, the wolf. So I want you to build a brain map. And in the middle is where you're going to put the word wolf. And I want you to think of all the different character traits that the wolf had. So you can steal some of mine, but you can try and put some of yours too. I think the wolf is a mean character. He's big. He's definitely hungry. He has brown fur. And he seems a bit evil. So you try and think of a few more character traits. What the character is like. What the character looks like. What does the character do? All the different ways to describe the character. I want you to try and plan it out this week. And then in your Google Slides, I want you to try and write some sentences. Last week, you guys did an amazing job with some sentences. Some people even use the word because and to extend their sentences. Excellent job. Keep it up this week. Enjoy the 3 Little Pigs this week.